all I'm saying, Wilson, is that there's codes to like manhood. There's a code, there's a G code. You don't mess with man's things. You don't mess with man's wife, his house, his dog, the dog first. You don't mess with man's dog. Then his truck, and then his wife, then his truck, his motorcycle, and then his wife. And then last would be like the Amazon packages or the FedEx or whatever. You don't mess with a man's packages because they're at his house. You know what I'm saying? You get that? You know what I'm saying? Hey everybody, welcome back to New Stuff TV. I'm sitting here trying to school Wilson on some manhood code. But yeah, this is New Stuff TV, the untechnical tech channel, and I am your host, Antoine. I am fed up with people messing with my packages, Richardson, and today we're gonna do something about it because we got this big ass box from Eufy, man. Shout out to Eufy for sending this over here. This thing is heavy. Let me see if it's got a weight on here. It says team lift, but Wilson was not available when it actually came. It's a Smart Drop secure delivery box for secure deliveries made easy. We're gonna unbox this thing and get it set up, take it to my house, and make sure nobody jacks with my packages ever again. You know, on second thought, a good way to make sure nobody jacks with your stuff is just carry around a nice little K-bar by the name of Mr. Meat, and that way you can open your stuff up in public. Make sure you do it in public. That way everybody knows you're an ex-Marine and you got a K-bar named Mr. Meat, and you might be a little off in the head. Nobody wants to mess with that guy. You know what I'm saying? You know, assembly might not be that bad, man. I mean, you got your panel A right there with the camera. You can see the camera right there. That way you can see who's dumping something in your box there. You got your keypad right there with a big blue open button. And it obviously says deliveries, and that's panel A. And then when we come around here, you can clearly see that each panel is clearly labeled A, B, C, D, E, and F. And then if you look on this table, I've set everything up and kind of spread it out, man. You got that big old instruction assembly guide right there. You got some brackets, a few screws, and some anchor screws. That way you can, you know, drill this thing into the concrete mortar or into your wall. Then there's that big old Eufy sized battery right there. A USB, that's a micro USB charging cable for something. You got some keys and some struts. That way, you know, when you're lifting up that lid, it's not too heavy on the arms, but you should be strong enough to do it regardless. But yeah, man, this should be a pretty quick and easy assembly for me and Wilson to tackle real quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and get him off his butt, and we're gonna assemble this thing, and we'll show you how it works. All right, guys, look what I got here. The assembly actually went very, very smoothly. There's a bunch of screws, but they all have a home. You only have one screw left in each little packet because it is an extra. I'm claiming it is extra because I've got my degree from the IKEA College of Building Things. So I'm a master at assembling things. No, seriously, it is very simple assembly, and I think you'll do well with it. But once you get it here, man, look, I'm 5'10", 235-pound man, and I want to show you what it looks like compared to me. It is a very large size box. The dimensions are online. I think it's like 22 by 22. I'm not sure how tall it stands, but like I said, I'm 5'10", and it comes to about the middle of my thigh. But here it is. And you see you have your camera right here. I've got it set up next to my door in my studio. Decided not to do this outside at my home because some of you guys are creeps, man, and I don't want you seeing my neighborhood like that. Even when you're not trying to be a creep, sometimes you say things that's just a little bit creepy. Anyways, I've digressed. But look, check out the Eufy Smart Drop, man. I've called it the new stuff box. You'll see that once we get into the app. It actually has some cool stuff here, man. So let's go ahead and just press this open button. See if I can get in here. I can't get in.
Enter the PIN code on the address label and press open.
Yeah, because you got to have a PIN.
Enter the PIN code on the address label and press open.
Chill, lady. So there's a little speaker right here and microphones and stuff, and then you got your camera and your sensors and your PIN code or your keypad. So what you do is, I'm pretty sure some of you have had to do this for like...
Press open button to make a delivery.
The camera is sensing me here, so it's telling me to do something. I'll show you all these settings in the inside of the app. But basically, yeah, you tell your driver through the address label that you put on your merchandise to punch in a key code. So mine is 121212, and then I can open the box. Now that is smooth, that is slick. But the problem is you cannot close it or there's no warning to close it once you leave. So I wish, there was a label here, or I just might have to make one. Hey man, close this box after you've dropped off my stuff. So once the delivery driver drops off your stuff, they will then close the box, and then it's secure for the next delivery with the next PIN code that you've either preset or a master code that you have. But if you get into the app, which I have showing right here, you'll see that I have a bunch of Eufy stuff here, man. It's some stuff I've been working on for another video. We'll get that smart doorbell in here in a couple of days, but let's go into the settings of this thing. Tap that right there. See, it says Smart Drop. I got my new stuff box right there. You can turn on or off the watermark. You got your opening method, which is, I have it set at auto switch because it says Smart Drop will switch to press to open when it's empty. I guess it kind of knows when it's empty. I don't know. It's a Smart Drop. It does what it does, right? Or you can open via pin or press to open, which is no pin required. I ain't trying to live that life. Let's go into, you can set your master pin. Power manager. This is important because this has an external battery that you're going to have to take out and charge up via that USB, micro USB cable. So we want to manage that power correctly for the situation. Delivery mode makes the battery last longer, which is great, but you're going to miss out on a lot of stuff like motion detection and stuff like that. So I'm not trying to live that life either. I have mine on delivery and guard mode, which it'll reduce the battery life, but it gives you all the motion recordings and stuff like that. And then you can go into a customized optimal battery life mode or optimal surveillance and custom recording from there on. Let's go into video quality. I have mine set to auto as well because I have Xfinity. I got 1 gig. I pay for 1 gig anyways, and they give me what they give me when they give it to me. So I'm gonna let the app decide what kind of video quality I'm getting. So far, it seems to be really good video quality. Let me see here. We've got audio settings. Let's go into that. We've got the microphone. The microphone works really well. The speaker works really well. It's on medium right now, which is set by default. I think that's plenty loud, unless you live like right on a busy street and there's lots of high traffic and lots of noise. You can turn it to high, but medium is actually pretty loud. All right, then you got your motion activated prompt, which is what you heard there. It was telling me since I walked over there, it was telling me, hey, press the open button. And then I press the open button and it tells me, hey, you need a code. It tells you because it's motion activated. Let me see here. Then you got your storage, which could be pretty important to some people. If there's a lot of stuff you're trying to record with this smart box, it works just like all the other Eufy security cameras. It has all the same bonuses as they do, but you do have this cloud storage you can go to. If you activate it now, let me see here. You got coverage for 1 device stores for 30 days for $3 a month, or you can do up to 10 devices for 30 days for $10 a month. I don't need any of that. I don't be recording all that kind of activity. I'm just gonna stick with the recordings from the home base because mine is like, I got something for the day, boom, I'm done. All right, I wanted to show you motion detection. Let's go into motion detection. So just like I said, it's just like all the other Eufy security cameras. You're not missing out on anything when it comes to Eufy security here because you have your activity zones that you can set. Let me show you this video quality from the camera right now. As soon as it plays, thought my Wi-Fi, see Xfinity, man. So you can have this, let me edit this one. So you got this multi-point activity zone you can set. You can move it around if you want to, or you can stretch it out to do whatever. I don't need it at all right now. I'm gonna take it back because I want to show you some other stuff. Let's go ahead and confirm that. But you can set your motion detection zones. If maybe you got this thing in a kind of a compact or kind of weird area where there's a tree right here and you don't want to get that tree motion, so you can just cut that out of there. I love when cameras have that. Human detection or all motion. Look, I'm not worried about the cats and dogs and raccoons and possums in my neighborhood. Is it possum or opossum? I think it's possum. But I'm not worried about those guys. So I'm gonna put it on human only. If you live in Alaska or Canada or somewhere, you might have some bears, some caribou, some moose, you know what I'm saying? So you might want to capture some of that stuff, but I don't need the all motion on. Let's see here. It's set at motion level 3 or detection sensitivity 3. 3 is pretty dang good. You see, I just walked over there and it was just triggered all over the place. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at 3. Now we'll go back because there's nothing really left to show you except that I can actually hit this play button right here. I'll hit play and we'll see how fast my internet kicks in. Now, this thing is only as powerful as your internet, and so it actually connected pretty quick. Let me see here. Turn this all the way up. And that microphone is capturing my voice. I'm about I'm probably about 12 feet away from that microphone, and it is picking up. So you can go into some settings here as well. You can go into night mode. You can turn on the alarm from here. Let me see here. You can see events. I'm at the bottom of this screen right here. And you can do a two-way conference between you and the driver, or you and whoever's at your doorstep or whatever. And then we can just open that bad boy. So if I come over here, let me just walk over here to the box itself, and then I'll show you that you can actually remotely open this thing. But once again, once it's open, you cannot close it remotely.
Press open button to make a delivery.
Mute that. Goodness gracious. That is a loud mic. Yeah, so you can open it remotely, but it has to be manually closed. And because if there was a motor in here, it would cost even more than it already does. But for all intents and purposes, man, I really love this device. Let me open it one more time. Let me show you how fast that works. Yes. Boom. It's open, just like that. So, you know, let's say somebody's coming to your house, like your neighbor's dropping off, you know, a hot plate or, you know, something that they borrowed or something. You can just tell them to leave it right there on the doorstep and just open it. But you got to tell them, or leave a label here that says, hey, close this door once you finish. But this thing is solid. It's solid construction. It's sheet metal. It's straight up sheet metal, man. This is a solidly built device with a Eufy high definition camera built into it with all the same sensors you get from Eufy security systems. You got the keypad here. You also have a manual key, which is important because things happen. You know what I'm saying? Your Wi-Fi might go out, or, you know, you just have to have a manual key. So it's actually right here. Is this little waterproof grommet plug right here. Then there's a keyhole right there, and you actually get two keys that come with it. So keep that plugged up, because chances are you won't need it, but just in case you do, it's good to know you got it. Either way, I am no expert in this kind of stuff, but what I do know is my packages are safe and sound.
Press open button to make a delivery.
I ain't trying to deliver nothing right now. My packages are good, man. All right, man, y'all get out of here, and I'll see you when I see you.